This is Singapore, and it is officially the most expensive city on the planet. Rent here is more expensive than New York City, and it can cost up to $100,000 just for permission to own and use a car for 10 years. It's gonna bankrupt you. It's very expensive. And this is all I have. $50 to spend on food, fun, and attractions for the whole day. Wow, crazy. Most tourists would blow this just on breakfast, but you and me, we're gonna make it last the whole day. I am so hungry. This is one of my favorite places to come for breakfast. So the Tiong Bahru market has been open since the 50s, and the food and coffee here is so good. As I'm looking around, I'm the only Westerner in here. That's a good sign. And this is my favorite place to come for breakfast and coffee. Hi, can I please get some kopi peng and oh, can I do actually the breakfast set? Yeah. Yeah, thank you.
I'm going overtime, I'm hoping I'ma leave all the doors wide open, oh yeah. But you wanna turn and walk away, go talk to me. That's all I wanna.
This is what it's all about. The very best food in Singapore goes down at places like this, your hawker centers. Now, to give you an idea of the value, the 2 eggs, the toast, and the coffee was, are you ready for it? $3.80. Do you know how many times today I could eat that and still be under budget? You do the math. Now, not only is this an incredibly local and authentic place to eat, but the food is really, really good. And this is my favorite bit. I love the kaya toast. If you've never had it before, kaya is this beautiful, earthy coconut jam that they put between these 2 nutritionless pieces of bread. It's so yummy. But it is not just about the food. Let's talk about the coffee. If you want to board a rocket ship directly to the moon and just blast off into outer space first thing in the morning, because I mean, who doesn't? This is what you're going to need. Now, this is my personal favorite. This is a kopi peng. So it is really strong black coffee with some condensed milk in there over ice. Oh yeah, that'll get you there. There is actually a wet market downstairs from here. And normally everything down here is open, but it is Chinese New Year, so pretty much everything is closed. I'll show you around anyway. So normally, like, all these stores are selling fresh seafood, and it's just a really cool way to see how the locals live. I actually have some old footage from the last time I was here. I'll put that in so you can see, but look at all this beautiful fresh seafood. And there are so many cool stores like set up around the outside as well, where you can just come and like pick up things that are fresh or dried, or like your legumes, your provisions. And if you have ever been to a wet market before, you will know that they are usually very stinky and super dirty. And the one here is so clean and it smells so fresh. This is one of my favorite parts of Singapore, and I think it's a place that most tourists don't come to. It was built in the 1930s, and when you come here, you can just feel the difference. So instead of these big glass towers, you have these stunning Art Deco buildings and all these independent bookstores, little cafes and corner shops that feel incredibly local. That is one of my favorite things about Singapore. It is like this global hub and this incredibly huge, modern, massive city. And then just in the middle of it all, in the middle of all these skyscrapers, chickens. If you see the chickens, just know that you had the authentic Singapore experience. I feel like we'd be blessed by the chicken gods. 말하지
하지 않았지 그럴 분위기도 아니었지만
Welcome to Chinatown. This is actually one of the most vibrant, historic and lively corners of Singapore. And it has actually been a hub for the Chinese community since around the early 19th century when immigrants first arrived here. So not only is it beautiful with so much to walk around and check out, absolutely free of charge, it is incredibly historic. And if you did have the budget, a guided tour here would be pretty amazing. You guys are just gonna have to settle for me doing that for you. As you make your way around the streets, you're going to be able to spot all of these really beautiful, traditional, colorful shop houses. And there's so many cool market stalls and great spots to eat around here too. But there's also this, the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. Now, as the name suggests, there is a relic of Buddha's tooth in there. This place is absolutely stunning on the outside, but it gets better than that. You can go inside and guess how much it costs. Guess, pop it in the comments. Free. It's totally free.
Every sky proof for the constant climb. Oh, them can't stand what they know is truly mine. Oh, see glory run from pain divine. My spirit so clean, my soul aligned. But my premise it is mine. My life a movie, victory style.
So when you come to a city as beautiful as Singapore, you want to get an amazing view. And everybody wants to go to the top of Marina Bay Sands. But here's the thing, if you go up there, it's going to bankrupt you. It's very expensive. We are going to try and see if we can find an amazing view for free. I've heard about a place, but I've never been there. So we're going to go together, check it out, see if the views are good, and see if it's worth it. I mean, it's free, so that's a great start. So I've made my way here to the Capita Spring building, and there's meant to be a really great viewpoint from here. And the building itself is meant to be absolutely stunning inside. The only thing is, I don't know where or how to access the viewpoint. Instructions were unclear. We have to figure that out. Okay, how do you see the viewpoint?
Your reservation.
No. Okay, so I just spoke with the lady that works here. I didn't know this, and to be honest with you, TikTok never said this, but apparently it's only open at certain hours. So we'd need to come back at 2:30 and we'd need to make a reservation. And a reservation costs $10, and that includes a free soft drink. And I'm just trying to work out how that fits into my budget for today. You know what? I think like some food would help me make this decision. Let's go eat, see how much that costs. Think about how much we want to spend on dinner, and then see if we think we got enough money to spend $10 on a viewpoint today.
This world is so cold and deceiving, filled with lies and disguises and cheating. I got just
We have made it to the Maxwell Food Center. Now, right off the bat, it is extremely busy in here. This is a very popular one, and what's making that even harder is that it is Chinese New Year. So a lot of places are going to be closed, which is forcing people just to go to a limited number of places. There are a lot of queues for a lot of things. I don't think I have the energy for that. So we're going to choose something together.
I can make it colorful, I can make the sharpness blunt. I can make it possible, I can make the surface pure.
Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I am so hungry. So we have got two things. For the food item, we have got something called popia or popia. I always say popia, but I believe it's popia. This, I want you to think of it as being almost like, and I'm going to use this to point to it, almost like being Singapore's version of a soft shell taco or burrito. So it's this beautiful skin, and then inside all of this really beautiful, delicious, juicy veggie filling, peanuts, sauce, all that kind of good stuff. And for the drink, we have got a freshly cold-pressed sugarcane juice, which in a hot climate like this is absolutely essential. Now you may be wondering, Phoebe, how much did this delicious little feast cost you? Not much, kids. The popia was $2.50 for one, and the sugarcane juice was $2. Come on, $4.50, and this is just my first course? Are you kidding me? That's good value when you know it. This is one of my favorite things to eat. That is so good. The filling is so juicy. The sauce in there is like a beautiful, rich, sticky sweetness to it. Perfect amount of chili. Some peanuts sprinkled in there as well for a little bit of crunch. It is warm, it is fresh, and it is unbelievably good. I was going to get a delicious second course at the Maxwell Centre, but once I got some food in my system and I calmed down, I decided that we should come back to Capita Springs, spend the 10 big ones on the admission fee, and just hope that it's worth it. I really hope that it's worth it. So this is what you're paying the money for, this incredible view of Marina Bay Sands. A couple of thoughts on it. It's not like just like a wide open space. There's kind of like glass here, so you kind of have to peek through the glass to see MBS and the view. Not a problem, absolutely doable. And I do think it's worth the $10, honestly. They do have some free tickets. They were sold out for today, but if you knew well in advance what your travel dates were, you could probably log on to their website and secure your free tickets, and that would be $10 say per person. But even spending the $10, hey, I'm happy with that. And I think what I like about it is that this view right here is so iconic. If I were to be on Marina Bay Sands and pay the money to go up there, I wouldn't be able to see Marina Bay Sands, and that would be a bummer, because this is an awesome view. If I'm really honest with you, I just keep thinking that I really hope I have enough money for a sweet treat later. I hope this $10 hasn't blown the budget, because I really want a sweet treat. So in addition to access to the 51st floor where we just were, you also get access to green space, which stretches from floors 17 to 20. So you can walk around and explore all of this too. Now it seems to be a lot more calm down here, a lot fewer people, and the gardens are really beautiful. I almost like this more, if I'm honest with you. Nobody does gardens in a building quite like Singapore. Something wonderful has happened. I've been wandering past one of these floors and they have these cozy green chairs set up, these cushions on them. And you can just sit here and lay back and relax and look at the view. And what I love about that is sometimes when you're having a travel day and you're out sightseeing, you're so tired and you just want to sit somewhere for a while, but you know, you often have to buy a coffee or a drink or food or like sit on a really crowded park bench. But here, you can like totally cozy up in this little pod and just relax and enjoy. Yeah, I needed this. I've been on my feet for a while. I'm absolutely exhausted.
Spending my time believing that I'm flying like a cannonball. Yeah. What if I'm just concealing that I'm waiting for a star to fall?
I would like to formally revisit my status on the $10 being worth it, because I've come down here to where the Fullerton Bay Hotel and One Fullerton are, and you get uninterrupted, wide open, spacious views of Marina Bay Sands and everything else you want to see. And it's completely free. It's completely free. I think the $10 is worth it if you enjoy seeing a viewpoint from up high. If you want to get like a bit of a bird's eye view of the city and that kind of stuff, it's absolutely worth it. But if you are like really tight on a budget and you're happy to see it like this is pretty unbeatable. And we could have saved that $10 and spent that on good stuff like chocolate, cakes, sweets, ice creams, candies. Dang. Singapore's public transport system is elite. It is on another level. It is so clean and safe and reliable and incredibly easy to navigate. I just use Google Maps to help me figure it out. Now, it's also really affordable. I use my EasyLink card, which you can easily pick up from an MRT station or a convenience store, I believe. And this gives me really good rates. If you didn't want to get one of these, you can also just use your bank card to tap on and off. But our fare to get from where we were to where we're going, even if you catch the train, it's just a couple of dollars. Singapore is known for being this modern, futuristic city with this incredible skyline, but it's more than that. If you come down here to Kampong Glam, you will find one of the coolest and most colourful streets in town. This is Haji Lane. Just around the corner, you will find yourself in Arab Street. Now, this has been the heart of Singapore's Arab and Muslim communities since the 1800s, and is home to the iconic Sultan Mosque, which is one of the most important mosques in Singapore. And it was built way back in around 1824. And you better believe there is a lot of really good food around here. If you need a recommendation for a really good coffee spot and you've got some extra money in the budget, come here. The coffee is unreal. It is Australian approved. Now, it just so happens, I mean, it's not like anybody planned this or anything, but my favorite gelato shop has an outlet right here. It's called Birds of Paradise. They do the best gelato. I think it's time for our sweet treat. For the grand price of $5.50, it is ice cream time. Now, they have two flavors I absolutely love. They have a dark chocolate, which is incredible, but they also have this. They're lychee raspberry. Ooh. That is so good. I feel like at this point, people are going to tell you to do two things. They're going to tell you to go to Gardens by the Bay and catch the light show, and they're going to tell you to go to Lau Pa Sat. It's a famous hawker centre here in town, and it's renowned for something called Satay Street, but they shut down the street and all these Satay Street food vendors come out. Both of those are awesome. You should do both of those. They're incredibly great and affordable. But I want to show you something different. I want to take you somewhere I love to eat and take you to a place that most tourists just will never visit. Now, to get there, we are going to treat ourselves and we're going to catch a Grab because we are so far under budget. Now, the Grab is going to cost us $12, which is leaving us with around $13 for dinner. We can do it. We got this. This is the East Coast Lagoon Fruit Village. Now, I come here to eat with my family all the time. We've lived in Singapore on and off for the last 25 years, and no matter what, we always end up coming back here. It is my favorite hawker centre on the island, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. But first, let me go order my food. Now, most people are going to sit inside the hawker centre, East Coast Lagoon Food Village, and they're going to eat in there. I like to get my stuff takeaway and come down here to the beach. And then you get the view behind you, you can hear the waves on the beach, and I just feel like it's an experience that not many tourists to Singapore would get to have. Now, my favourite hawker stall in there is the Thai place. Who comes to Singapore and eats Thai food? Me. Don't want to hear about it. And they do a crab fried rice that I crave. This is my favorite. And it's so good. It's so good. The rice is perfectly cooked. I love a little bit of like the fish sauce chili on there. It's just heaven. And you can even get an ice cold Thai coconut. takeaway. It's so sweet. It's so good. Now, this is our big expense for the day. Our fried rice was $7.80. Wow, crazy. So we came just under budget, and I think you will agree that's pretty impressive to come to a place like Singapore and have a whole day like this, feel like you see all of the island, eat a bunch of really good food, and do it all under 50 Singaporean dollars. Yes, thanks. Now I'm gonna sit here and enjoy this food, but if you have any desire for more Singapore tips or insights or inspo, I have so many videos on this place. I'll have them all linked in the video description for you. And with that, that brings this week's episode to a close. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Now, if you don't already, be sure to subscribe right now so you never miss a single episode, and say hello in the comments below. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you with a brand new episode next week. Love ya.